should certainly start moving along pretty soon, and we'll start to see those votes coming in. But here in Virginia, this is the first general election since President Donald Trump was elected to return back to the White House. So this is really going to be the first moment where we see some Virginia voters who have been impacted due to their proximity to Washington by the president's policies. So what we're watching for tonight is to see how are Virginia voters responding to President Trump's agenda. Now, the president sought to shrink the government workforce with his DOGE policies, and lots of federal workers in Virginia. So all eyes are on how voters in Virginia are going to respond to the candidates right now. Between the two candidates, Winsome Earle-Sears, the Republican candidate, has really leaned into President Donald Trump's policies, campaigning on common sense policies, which is rhetoric that we have seen from President Donald Trump. And the Democratic candidate, Abigail Spanberger, she has leaned into basically saying that President Donald Trump's policies have hurt the Virginia economy. So as this vote starts trickling in, it's very interesting to see how voters are responding to President Donald Trump.
I have not, no. And I'm dialing in as opposed to plugging in.
Yeah, we're not running it through anything.
Oh, okay. We're live at 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, polls, as we know, in today's world, they can mean one thing and the results can be the total opposite. Abigail Spanberger has been the front runner in this campaign cycle, pretty much dominating the polls since things really took off. Use that to get some momentum. But look, polls can say one thing and results can mean another. It'll be interesting to see how voters are responding. But what I can say on both sides, for the Republicans and Democrats, they are really pushing voters to get out and vote. President Donald Trump just last night at a Keller rally was really encouraging voters to get out and vote. He was encouraging voters to vote all up and down the Republican ballot. I will just note he is not officially endorsed with Earle-Sears just yet, but he is encouraging voters to vote Republican, touting, if you vote for a Democrat, higher energy costs. So look, President Donald Trump is involved in this election, but he is really encouraging voters to vote up and down the ballot.
If you look at everywhere it's been tried, it's been hard. So you look at, on the one
Absolutely. Well, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, Virginia is sort of in the mix of, due to its proximity to Washington, they're essentially neighbors. Lots of federal workers here in Virginia. CIA is headquartered in Virginia. You have multiple Navy and just our bases throughout the state. So lots of federal workers who have sort of faced the brunt of President Donald Trump's policies. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that shrinking of the government workforce. And plenty of folks who work in Washington, D.C., live in Virginia, are making that commute, or now are no longer making that commute. Also comes at a time when the government is still shut down. So on top of President Donald Trump shrinking the workforce, now we are in a shutdown that is now lasting more than a month. There are a lot of issues right now for Virginia voters, and all of it boils down to inflation and the economy. Those, are missing paychecks right now, and so a lot of people are going to the polls trying to decide, well, how is my quality of life going to improve? And so the two candidates, it's going to come down to who was able to effectively communicate how they plan to tackle the economy. Yeah, well, look, this election day is really sort of the welcome to midterms. 2026 is just around the corner, and soon midterm season will fully be underway. And for Republicans and Democrats nationally, they are trying to gain or regain as much control in Washington as possible. So what we're seeing right now, just across the country, and particularly in California, is plans to do redistricting. It's coming at a time where Democrats are trying to gain more House seats. Even we can take a look at Texas, where they're trying to pick up more Republican seats. So this is going to be sort of one of those key themes that we see heading into 2026 on redistricting and how Democrats and Republicans try and pick up more House seats.
Virginia, the Attorney General's race is heated. What does it say, though, about the Democratic Party if a guy who joked about murdering a Republican wins? You'll remember J. Jones had a resurfaced text from 2022 where he jokes to a colleague about shooting then Virginia House Speaker Todd Gilbert. This comes as a new poll shows a majority of Americans expect political violence to increase. Joining us here at Dallas to host the Katie Miller podcast, and former Doge top aide, Katie Miller. Katie, it's great to see you in person. So, it does say something more than simply who voters might want to be Attorney General, but about Virginians will forget or overlook J. Jones's past.
What it says tonight in the Virginia race is, are Virginians more decency, or are they so lost in partisanship and this Trump derangement syndrome that they can't look beyond what is a candidate wishing the murder of 2 children? And what does that say about our country when you're normalizing murder, whether that is normalizing the United CEO's murder in New York, whether that's the presidential assassination attempts on President Trump, both in Delaware and Long Beach, or whether that's the murder of your friend Charlie Kirk. When you normalize something that is a heinous act, and you just wish that upon your opponents, that says a very sad state about our country that, as you mentioned, I think that political violence gets much worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think it's worse before it gets better. And it's something different than when we see a clip from a No Kings rally, somebody with blue hair suggesting that political violence is okay, than when a whole state of voters go to the ballot box and overlook clear endorsement of political violence. And speaking of those blue hairs at No Kings rallies, some of them actually were fraught, some of them are actually political figures, and Haley McKnight is one such figure in the state of Montana. She's a city commissioner, a candidate for city commissioner, and she called Senator Tim Sheehan, and this is the voicemail she left for the U.S. Senator.
Hey Joe, how's it going? Oh, thank you.
I hope that you die as a three-legged dog. I hope that your children will forgive you. I hope that you are like, God forbid that you ever see on the street because I will make you regret it. I hope that you die.
Tim Chee is a former Navy SEAL, so I don't know what Haley McKnight will do on the streets to Tim Chee, but I guarantee that she thinks she has the moral high ground.
I look forward to seeing everything. I'd like to see Tim Chee take her on, that's for sure. But
just take a break and I can go to this meeting.
that the only mole car? That's the one. I wish they had a separate staircase to make our lives better.
That's not the business period.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Google Maps. Yeah. East. Sir, can we ask what you're doing here today? Well, I'm here. Oh, what kind of car? Well, is it a tariff car? It is a car that.
Yeah, well, I think, right, and that's, that would be his question, actually.
So, we're giving back to New Jersey in the form of sales tax. That's good. Thank you. Thank you, Mikie Sherrill. I did early voting at Hackensack this morning.
Whose card is this, big guy? Okay. I'm gonna move this. Can you start? Can you come with
Can
me?
I get in here, bro?
Yeah.
Right there? Yeah. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but they can't take it anyway. So they said it's either there or one.
Yep. Thank you.
For the live view.
Yeah, I have the live.
But is there Ethernet or no?
Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff. Jeff, I'm shooting still right. Is that who you're here? I'm the associate. I didn't think she had it right. Yeah. That's all right. Cool. What's that? Okay. telling the truth. I don't know. I think that they thought it was like right on there. I never had like that. Image of a lake.
Things I want to keep plugged in, and I only got 3. Okay, that would be great. You know, I'll be nicer to you. I got nothing else for you. I don't have carrot juice. Are you still doing carrot juice?
Yeah, of course I still drink carrot.
Okay. Of course I'm jumping. great now. Now it's great. Now there's no more of that. You just want to see my application.
All right, guys, live from Lakewood, New Jersey. U.S. To U.S.
They stop and say hold on. So nice.
Oh. Yes.
I started in the backyard. Something that's going to go like next year, maybe next year. I would do it. Got rid of it. No. Move this so move it across the yard. Break out the patio. And then fill back with soil. And then sort of in conjunction with this go around the gate. So I needed soil to fill the patio. The pool, and I'm going to be digging the soil out. So move that soil. Where I'm shrubs on two sides. I'm going to set this fence. It's been a big one. I planted all across the stuff I moved out. It's been a lot. How about you?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello and welcome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go up to the podium now.
I didn't do any of that. I think someone said 29 or something like that. I want to speak to you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Podium mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys all good? Cool. It's hot. On which box? Which box are you plugged into? That middle box is line level. So if you're in the middle box, it's a line level box. If you're in one of the end boxes, those are mic level boxes. It's still overmodulating at line level? One, 2, 3, 4, is that better? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hello and welcome. Better?
It's borderline. You could come down a little more.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is that better? Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello and welcome. That's good. Cool. Everyone sees audio, everybody's good?
Look at the sign I saw. What do you want me to do? How does that work? Like this? Like this?
Yeah, that's gonna be too small. Yeah, just right there.
But this is from this hot light. Well, I mean, that's why I turned it on. Not up on the bow. Up there? Well, show light isn't on anymore. It was on before. No, not when it's a show light was something they had to stand with. It'd be nice to get them to turn it back on.
Rather expensive piece of wood. It's just in the other room by itself. No, there's no chicken so it's only like that. It's no chicken.
Nick. right, thank you.
During intense discussions in the cabinet situation throughout their exhausting Gallup 1976 campaign.
After serving as campaign manager for Ford's failed re-election, Cheney went forward to Wyoming and returned to Washington in 1978 as the representative from the Equality State, winning re-election. In 1981, Cheney became Secretary of Defense. President George W. against the rock. Saddam Hussein
When war came, America was ready, and Secretary Cheney's leadership contributed enormously to the victory.
Cheney won election in 1992. Clinton defeated President Bush, but he remained as a Republican voice, choosing to stay on the private sector. In one of the most arduous and complicated elections ever, Bush and Cheney defeated Joe Lieberman. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled days after the election to cease recounts in Florida.
You will always understand the pain of
I just have to go flush to the rail.
upon their place, this place.
Cheney's leadership was put to the test less than a year later. 9/11. Vice President Cheney was a key player because his war on terror. Prisoner in post 9/11. Warnings war since Saddam Hussein. Ordered the launch of Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003.
6 in 10 Americans say they feel it was the state to go to war. What do you say to those people?
We were elected to do a job. We do everything's right for the country.
The Bush White House had asserted that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, claimed many of those officials were later tracked, and the weapons were never found. Bush and Cheney
and then because my girls watch disease. They kind of think it's their life during production. I know, it's true. It's so weird. Victoria Justice seems a little bit of crush on that. It's fine. Ms. Louise, can you hear me clearly? Thank you. Jose, are we clear? Clear. Oh, on the cameras? Do you want me to accidentally trip over the power cable?
Yeah, let him get on the other side of you. You're not on the other side of him. Yeah, there we go. And then the other side of the light. No, and then the other side of the light. And push it down and maybe close. Yeah. No, I like it.
Just shove it up and give it to him. All three of us.
That number is
Okay, great. Is your light there, or do you have a light on your camera? Okay, so you probably want to bring it down.
Wow, this is taking away.
Yeah. Well, at least you have a light.
There are a lot of voters who aren't sort of as enthused about Cuomo himself as much as they dislike Zohran Mamdani. So when we see such a huge change in turnout, it does bode well for Mamdani. And so now you have a lot of analysts also looking at the demographics of voting. So in terms of early voting,
My way?
Miss Warren. Hi, Linda. I can't wait to stand next to your long legs. What's that? I can't wait to stand next to your long legs. I'll put my heels on. That's all right. I'll put my sneakers on.
No, I'm not going to put heels on now.
I saw you outside.
I saw you too. I know you were in front of me.
I would say it's looking way
Wait, were you wearing a red jacket?
I was. I left it outside. And, you know, I got it equal opportunity.
Very sick.
Hey, do you know where the bathroom is, by the way?
Yeah, go right back out there,
Yeah.
immediately to your right.
Okay, yeah, I'm leaving
right
this.
when you walk
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Right
I'm
here.
leaving that here.
I'm getting you your mic set up.
We might be as early as so I'm waiting to find out.
I will make a coffee and run to the restaurant.
Chivalry is not dead, Joseph. I take back everything everybody said about you.
I will okay, yes. I have an extension cord. You can house the camera.
Give me David's.
You can throw everything else in my cart back there.
From the Associated Press, this is Election Night 2025. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
It's election night in the United States, the first major round of balloting since last year's presidential contest. And the key races up for grabs tonight could forecast Americans' political feelings headed into next year's midterms. I'm Meg Kennard, here live at our Election Night Control Center in Washington, where AP's Decision Desk will call races across the country tonight, from governor's contests in key states to ballot measures, special congressional elections, and municipal races in some of America's biggest cities. We will have live images coming to you all night from AP journalists across the country, following candidates and their supporters as voting wraps up and the counting begins. Also throughout tonight's coverage, you'll be seeing 4 boxes on your screen with the live video coming in from our AP teams across the U.S. They will be showcasing the 3 top races we are covering, which you can see right now. In the upper right, you'll be seeing images coming in from the New York City mayor's race. In the lower right, the Virginia governor's race, and in the lower left, the New Jersey governor's race. We have 20 live cameras across the country covering you from the East Coast to the West Coast. And we will also be bringing you information on polls as they close across the states voting tonight, as well as AP race calls, as winners are declared by our decision team here in Washington. Joining me throughout our live coverage tonight is AP White House correspondent Zohran Mamdani. Zohran, hello.
Happy election night.
Happy election night to you. I always feel good if it's election night in America. You and I are right here.
Where else could we be?
Where else could we be? Let's take a look at the map of everything that's happening across the country tonight and kind of get our bearings. You can see now states highlighted in green. Those are where we're watching key races, and some of the first polls will be closing within the next half hour in Virginia and Georgia. In Georgia, that's where residents of Atlanta are electing a new mayor. So, Zohran, can you set the table for us briefly, just taking the big picture, the big look of across the country, kind of what we're looking at tonight?
With such narrow House control, redistricting has kind of taken over this election. So let's start with California. Proposition 50, a Democratic push to redraw 5 districts that essentially strip them of being GOP seats. Democrats only need to gain 3 seats in the House in next year's midterms to take House control. Republicans obviously trying to hold on to it. They had already mounted their own redistricting battles across the country, including in Texas, which is kind of where it got off to a start. And Texas, by happenstance, has the only congressional race of the night, and that's a special election to replace Democrat Sylvester Turner, who passed away earlier this year.
Right. Okay. So a little bit of congressional mixed in with some of these other races that we're following. So now let's go specifically to the East Coast, and those are where some of the bigger contests that we're following tonight are happening. On your screen, you can take a look at this map. Those states highlighted in green, those are the gubernatorial race states of New Jersey and Virginia. That big red circle, that's New York City, which has tonight's marquee contest, that mayoral race. So thinking about these gubernatorial contests, particularly Zohran, just kind of remind us what's at stake tonight.
2 of them, New Jersey and Virginia, the only 2 states in the country that elect their governor of the year after a presidential race. And they have both been kind of a bellwether. After that first year of a presidential administration, they historically have voted in a governor of the opposite party that holds the White House. So a lot of attention, really more than usual, nationally has been paid to both of these races. You have Abigail Spanberger, who's a Democrat congresswoman from New Jersey, running against the lieutenant governor, Winsome Earle-Sears, who would become the first black female governor anywhere in America if she were to win. Either way, Virginia will get its first female governor. Then you look at New Jersey, Mikie Sherrill, another Democrat congresswoman, taking on someone Donald Trump has backed very heavily, Jack Ciattarelli. He's a state lawmaker. He had once come out against Trump. The president now strongly, just a few minutes ago, urging supporters to back him. This essentially becomes a referendum on what these first 9 months or so of the Trump administration have looked like to a lot of Americans.
Always interesting to get those first looks, and this being our first major round of elections since Donald Trump's return to the White House. So we're seeing it right there, and we'll be keeping a close look.
And he, of course, has had an outweighed presence in all of this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Zohran. We'll be diving more into all of those races tonight. We'll return you now to our live pictures from across the country, including right here in Washington, where we have a live look at our AP Washington newsroom. That's where our race callers will be hard at work tonight, analyzing voter data, and where we will be going live later for a conversation about AP's role on election night. As you can see otherwise on your screen, we continue to have live pictures from New York City campaign rally for Zohran Mamdani, as well as a shot from the Virginia governor's race and also Andrew Cuomo's campaign rally site there in New York City. We will be back to speak with some of the AP reporters on the ground covering that marquee contest tonight, the New York City mayor's race. Back soon.
Which way?
She likes it.
But there's also something more. There's a radical edge to it. It's different. So really excited to see what goes like after today. We'll be people on the and that's going to be, I think, right up a lot.
From the Associated Press, this is an Election Night 2025 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
Welcome back. You are now looking at live pictures from some of those top races that we are covering across the country, including the Virginia gubernatorial contest and the New York City mayoral race. That race is perhaps tonight's top contest, with 3 candidates vying to lead the nation's biggest city. This election has been full of ups and downs, from Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani's digitally focused campaign to the incumbent dropping out but remaining on ballots, and a former governor losing the Democratic primary and now running as an independent. I'm joined now by AP correspondent Philip Crowther, who is live tonight at the election night headquarters for Mamdani. Philip, it's great to have you with us. If you could start by just giving us a lay of the land and what you're seeing and hearing there on the ground in these closing hours, really, of this campaign.
Yeah, quiet here right now inside the ornate Paramount Theatre in downtown Brooklyn. No members of the public, no supporters of Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old state assembly member, have arrived here yet. There are a lot of members of the media here, though. There is huge interest in this New York City mayoral race. We don't expect to see Zohran Mamdani for another few hours yet because, well, first of all, voting is still underway here in New York City until 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It began at 6 a.m. this morning, and all indications are that turnout is very high indeed. The latest numbers come to us from 6 p.m. local time here in New York City, from the New York City Board of Elections, that says that 1.7 million New Yorkers have cast their ballots so far. That's the largest number in a New York City mayoral race in the last 30 years. There was early voting also here in New York City that was very popular. Today, on this election day here in the city, we saw two of what is considered a three-horse race. Two candidates cast their ballots in the city today. That was, of course, Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old, very much considered the front runner in the latest polls over the last few weeks. He cast his ballot in the borough of Queens, and his closest competitor, who he beat, of course, in June in the Democratic Party primary, that's Andrew Cuomo, the former governor of the state of New York. He cast his ballot in Manhattan. There is one more candidate, that's the Republican Curtis Sliwa, in again what is considered a three-horse race to become mayor of New York City. As I mentioned, interest in this contest here in New York City is huge. We have seen this turn from not necessarily a local race, but certainly not a national one, into a race with national consequences and certainly national interest. And here tonight we are seeing international interest as well, with media members from around the world here in Brooklyn tonight. In fact, what we see here around us is more akin to a national primary contest or even a presidential candidates rally in terms of how many people we are seeing here tonight. It's a really big night for the Democratic Party, who will find out whether a Democratic socialist will become the next mayor of New York City. And from here, we will also be bringing you the analysis of how Democrats are doing in the other races in the country. You already mentioned the races for the governorship in Virginia and New Jersey, two of the most important races tonight on this election night.
Thank you so much, Philip. And you're right, we will be coming back to you later for more analysis in this and other contests. So thank you so much. Looking forward to that as well. Next up, we are going across the river to New Jersey, where the governor's race has at times been a bellwether for how voters are feeling about the party of the sitting president. AP correspondent Mike Sisak is live at an event where supporters of Jack Ciattarelli are gathering on this election night. Hey, Mike, it's really good to see you, too. Now, I'm hoping you can kind of do the same thing for us and give us a sense of how the closing days of this campaign have been going and what you're seeing there tonight on election night.
Good evening, Meg. Yeah, we are here at Jack Ciattarelli's headquarters in Bridgewater, New Jersey. Much like at the venue where Phil is, no supporters yet in the room. It's all media here gathered doing reports as we await the closing of polls at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But there are many supporters at this hotel gathered in the lobby. A festive mood as the last votes are cast. Jack Ciattarelli is the Republican candidate. He's facing off with Mikie Sherrill. This is an open election. Phil Murphy, the incumbent governor, is term limited. He's serving out the remainder of his second term and is not allowed to run again. So you have Jack Ciattarelli making his third attempt to become governor of New Jersey. He lost in a primary in 2017, and he lost to Phil Murphy by just 3 percentage points in 2021. And then you have Mikie Sherrill, who's a U.S. representative, member of Congress. She represents the suburbs in northern New Jersey. She's been in Congress since 2019, and she's even been talked about as a potential candidate down the road for the White House. But as you said, this is a potential bellwether referendum, not only on the president's party, the Republicans, but also on Democrats. In this race, in the last few days, President Donald Trump held a telephone town hall in support of Jack Ciattarelli. He called Ciattarelli a great candidate. And one of the key issues in this race is the cost of living, particularly the cost of energy. And Donald Trump said that Jack Ciattarelli, to him, is the best candidate the best person he knows on energy that isn't involved in the energy field. And he also said, without citing any evidence, that Jack Ciattarelli will bring down energy prices for New Jersey homeowners by half, whereas he accuses Mikie Sherrill of potentially raising those prices by double. Now, Sherrill, she has proposed an emergency order, one of her first acts as governor, if she's elected, to freeze energy costs from being hiked. That is a critical issue in this race. And she's also focused on fighting Trump. So again, we go to that theme of a referendum on Donald Trump. One of the issues that she has seized upon is Trump's decision to freeze funding for the tunnel linking New Jersey and New York City, the Amtrak rail tunnel. So polls close at 8 o'clock in New Jersey, and we will be watching the votes here from Jack Ciattarelli's headquarters in Bridgewater.
Thank you so much, Mike. We will keep an eye on that and be back to you to get more information tonight, as well as keep our eyes peeled for those poll closings coming up, like you mentioned. The AP has played an important role in U.S. elections for nearly 180 years. With that in mind, we will return you now to our live look at AP's Washington, D.C. newsroom. This is where our decision desk is going to be making the calls that declare winners in tonight's elections. And in just a few moments, we'll be bringing you rare live access to that newsroom, where we'll learn more about what goes into these decisions from Saagar's conversation with Washington Bureau Chief Anna Johnson. After the break. See you in a moment.
From the Associated Press, this is an Election Night 2025 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
Welcome back. The Associated Press has long been known for our coverage of U.S. elections. Saagar is downstairs in our AP newsroom with Washington Bureau Chief Anna Johnson for a conversation about the role that AP plays in United States elections. Saagar, take it away.
Election night, obviously a big night on the calendar every year. It is the biggest night on the calendar here at AP Washington, and the person who knows best how to tell us exactly what goes on behind the scenes. How do these races get called? Anna, give us a sense of all this activity and what it'll be like for the next few hours.
Yeah, so we are in the Washington Bureau. This is where it all happens on election night. Behind me you see reporters, editors, producers, all working on the coverage of all of these races around the country. We also have our elections team, and what that means, we have our race analysts, our vote count team, and of course our decision team, they tally up the vote, they analyze the vote, and they will declare winners in these races tonight.
We always call this internally the AP's single biggest act of journalism. For a company that does incredible amounts of journalism every day, what is the scope of this and the tradition, and what does it mean to the AP and to everyone here to be able to pull this off, essentially?
Elections are just a fundamental part of the Associated Press. We've been calling races since 1848, so a really long time. And, it is one of those events that it truly is sort of the single largest act of journalism. The whole company gets involved in our elections coverage in some way, shape, or form. And so on election night, it's always a special place to be here in the Washington Bureau and to see and be part of all of this. Obviously, this is an off-year election, so it's a little smaller than what you might see in a midterms or presidential election when we're calling, 5,000 contested races. It's a bit fewer races this time around, but it's still just a huge part of who the AP is.
And this is not just for internal use. This is not what we're putting on the wire or on the radio or on TV. This is going out. What we call here is going out all over the place.
Absolutely. Obviously, it's on our platforms, but we have customers all over the United States and all over the world who depend on the Associated Press, on our coverage, and of course on those race calls. They really do. And so once the AP calls a race, you'll see that all over the world.
We've got poll closings coming up, so we will let you get back to it. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.
A lot more votes to come in, a lot more races to call, and we will have it all for you later on after we get back to Meg Kennard.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you, Sagar. We will be utilizing and relying on information coming from that newsroom all night on this live stream, and we thank you so much for that. We will be back with you near the top of the next hour as polls start to close on the East Coast, and as we draw closer to some of tonight's first AP race calls. We will return you now to live pictures across the country, including New York City and Virginia, where we have images coming into us now from Democrat Abigail Spanberger's campaign. Polls will be closing soon in Virginia, and we will be bringing you more information on that contest as this live stream continues. Back with you soon.
From the Associated Press, this is an Election Night 2025 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
Welcome back. We now have our first round of poll closings in tonight's elections. Voting has concluded in Virginia, where voters are selecting their next governor, and in Georgia, where there is a mayoral race tonight in Atlanta. We're not making calls in these races yet, but Sagar, I wanted to take a moment to kind of dive in with you a little bit on the candidates, particularly in this Virginia gubernatorial race. Remind us a little bit about their bios and how they've staked their campaigns this year.
There will be history made one way or the other. Virginia has never in its long history had a female governor. It will be one of these two candidates. You have Abigail Spanberger. She's 46. She's a sitting member of the House of Representatives. What's interesting about her is she has gotten away from what the Democratic Party has been pushing and focusing on, which is that progressive part of the party, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez type folks. She's more of a centrist to the left, and that was what helped Democrats win the House in 2018. She is banking on that same approach, helping her win here. And Democrats are watching to see if that message resonates, if that's something after being beaten so badly a year ago, would that kind of approach, would that shift help them replicate that come the midterms? She has a very interesting resume. She was a CIA case officer. She used to go undercover overseas. Then she became a businesswoman. Then she ran for the House, where she has now served for 6 years before leaving to run this race. She had Barack Obama campaign with her over the weekend, the biggest name in Democratic politics.
Right.
Contrast that with Winsome Earle-Sears, who is the sitting lieutenant governor, staunch conservative, backs Donald Trump. Donald Trump did not endorse her. Donald Trump did not say her name during a tele-rally for the GOP ticket.
Right, he's just said, I support Republicans.
I support, you should vote for the Republican candidate. He held a rally for them and never said her name. So that doesn't bode well from the perspective of a lot of Republican voters who say, oh, Donald Trump backs them, I'm going to back them too. So it'll be interesting to see whether that plays in. She has an interesting background as well. She was born in Jamaica, immigrated to the U.S. as a little kid, also served in the military. She was an electrician in the Marine Corps, then became a business owner, then started running for lower offices in Virginia. She is the only woman to have been elected statewide like that. She would become the first black female governor anywhere in America if she is able to pull off what at this point does not seem very likely based on some of the polling. Abigail Spanberger's all but written her off, but we'll have to see what happens there.
Certainly, and now that polls are closed, maybe we'll start to see some of those results coming in, and then we'll get closer to those AP race calls from tonight. So thank you so much for that recap. We'll be back with you in the next half hour as more polls close in Charlotte as well as Cincinnati, which is holding a mayoral race of its own tonight. We will also keep watching live video from tonight's major races, including New York City, as you see on your screen with that top mayoral contest tonight. We're also going to bring you some live pictures from Houston, where voting is going to be wrapping up in the next couple of hours, but we are seeing some long lines outside this polling location that you see as folks are getting off work and stopping by their polling place to cast their votes. We'll be back with you soon.
this candidate who is the front. Thank you guys for coming on today.
No, I have not. They know that.
We are hoping for a woo, and he will speak. We'll play some music. There will be some tables set up here in the front for folks who want to lean. We'll have some room for dancing. And yeah, we'll dance. We'll have a DJ over here. The DJ played at our soccer tournament. He was great. It definitely sounds a little echoey up here. I don't know if it's supposed to, but if it's not supposed to, the echo to the stage is quite a lot. It remains very bright, so still just looking at a bunch of lights. Oh, that's better, thank you. Okay, gonna keep talking. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Nope, we're still checking. Okay, keep checking. Let's see, what did I have for lunch today? I had matzo ball soup from Junior's across the street. It was really tasty. If anybody needs some matzo ball soup, head on over to Junior's. Might get some cheesecake later. Oh boy. Yep. Can somebody yell if you still need me to be talking and I'll keep talking? Okay, keep talking please. Great, I'm gonna continue talking. Well, let's see, today is November 4th. It is election day. Polls opened at 6 o'clock a.m. Hope they close at 9 on schedule. We're getting a teleprompter set up here. This is nice. There's a person
taking my photo. Great. I'm glad I got my glam on before I did sound check. We are still checking. Votes back. We're deciding what walkout music will be played this evening. It's going to be a big surprise, or you might hear it in like 2 minutes. One or the other. And we're still checking. How does it sound out in the house? Keep going. Okay. Wow. Thank you, Corey. Hello. All right. We're checking. We are at the Zohran Mamdani election night party here at Brooklyn Paramount, which is located in Brooklyn on Flatbush Avenue. What other fun facts do I know about this building? The ceiling is very pretty. You should look up. If you haven't looked up yet, the ceiling in the lobby, also very pretty. Lots of different lights you can put on that. This used to be a basketball court, which just feels like a very weird space to have a basketball court. And I wonder if the ceiling was the same when it was a basketball court. Ooh, I hope you guys are getting your sound. Let's see. What else? I don't think anyone will use the handheld mic. They will just talk right here. We're going to keep going. Thank you, Corey. Yes. Okay. And we are sound checking. People can hear me talking. I'm just going to keep talking. Corey, what else should I tell the fine folks of the room? Let's see. It's going to be a fun part. We're going to do lots of dancing. That table just looked like it was about to fall over. Good catch for a person who caught that table. We are still talking into the mic. Here we go. Chloe's cutting our videos. I am talking. All right. Let's see. What are we talking about? We're talking about freezing the rent. We're talking about making buses fast and free. We're talking about universal child care. Zohran Mamdani will stand up here and say a lot of words about those things. He will thank our staff. He will thank our volunteers. He will, I should not be previewing, I don't know what he's going to say, but I imagine that's how an election day speech goes. And we're still checking. In the house, do we still need me to be talking? All right, I think we're done sound checking. To keep talking. I don't know who needs me to still keep talking, but I will keep talking. What else can I talk to you about? Today is November. The weather was very nice. It was not super cold. If you were at our election night party in June, it was quite hot. It was on a roof, and we didn't have nearly as many risers. So I hope this is feeling like an upgrade. We are still checking. I don't know what to tell you about. What's happening in the news today? It is 7:27 p.m., which means polls close. Oh, it's dark now. Okay, polls close in about an hour and 33 minutes. And I am still up here talking. I hope I will not be talking for another hour and 33 minutes, but I am continuing. Yes, so the news cameras did not woo that they need me to keep talking. They told someone. Okay. I hope you guys are getting your audio set. I can't see any of you, so if you need me to keep going, I'm just going to keep talking. What else can I talk to you about? This is why I don't make the campaign speeches. What is the weather report? Yes, that's a great idea, Matt. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to look at what our weather report is. So today, Tuesday, November 4th, it is currently 54 degrees. It looks like it's quite nice outside. I have not been outside in a little while. It's going to stay pretty steady at 55 degrees, but it's going to drop maybe down to about 49 by the time this party ends. We've got a nice forecast this week, actually. Not a lot of rain. Going to be high of 61 tomorrow, high of 64 on Wednesday, dropping down to 54. Maybe I have found my career here as a meteorologist. dropping down to 54 on Thursday, and then back up to 58 on Friday. Saturday, nice and warm, high of 65. Definitely getting into that fall weather. Looks like a little bit of a chance of rain on Sunday. And then clear skies again, nice and sunny for the rest of next week. Is going to be a bit cold a week from today, high of 44. Current conditions right now, we've got wind at 6 miles per hour, 33% humidity. Dew point at 26 degrees, not too humid. Thank you. I'm just going to keep going because I think y'all need me to still be talking, but I hope I can stop talking soon. Sunrise this morning was 6:30 a.m. You know, we walked across the bridge at sunrise yesterday morning, and it was a very rude awakening that sunrise had gotten an hour earlier. If we had done that last week, it would have been at 7:30, and it was a very early day. Sunset, 4:48, also pretty rude. Not the end of the world, though. Let's see. Currently, UV index 0. I think it's dark outside. And pressure, 30.13. Let's see what our hourly for tomorrow is looking like. I think we're going to start 46 degrees in the morning, all the way up to 58 at 11 a.m., up to 64 at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. sounds like a nice time to go outside tomorrow. How are we doing out there? Are we getting our sound set? Do you want me to keep talking? The guy that told me to keep talking isn't there anymore. Humidity looks like it's going to be a little bit more humid tomorrow, 43%. Sunrise at 6:31 a.m. and sunset a minute earlier at 4:47 p.m. That is so early. Let's look ahead to Friday, getting into the weekend. Our sunset on Friday is going to be 4:45 p.m. This is a real bummer, you guys. I'm very disappointed that we are in that time of year where the sun is setting very, very early. All right. Let's see what else we've got happening. We are in November. Blah, 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 blah. You guys still need me to keep talking. I now can see that there's someone on a ladder, which is very exciting. I can't see where the ladder is going, but it's looking good. We've got lots of lights set up here in the space. I like that bubbly one over there. Are we good? Nope, you were not telling me that we're good. Okay, just gonna keep going. These cocktail tables at the front are looking beautiful. Thank you so much for setting those up. It's a very nice, very chic looking tablecloth situation that we've got going there. Those will be the hottest seats in the house.
From the Associated Press, this is an Election Night 2025 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
What about now? No, I've got nothing.
Back to you, Philip.
Just to let you know, I've got nothing through IFB right now.
From the Associated Press, this is an Election Night 2025 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
Welcome back. And we have Philip Crowther back in New York City, where he's been covering the mayoral race for us this evening, and we're going back to him for some more information. So, Philip, back to you.
Yeah, and it's great to be with you from the ornate Paramount Theatre here in downtown Brooklyn. This is the headquarters for Zohran Mamdani tonight, for the 34-year-old state assembly member here in New York. This is where we expect him to give his speech later tonight, a speech that, of course, he himself hopes will be a victory speech. A little note on timings here in New York City. Voting underway. We still have just about an hour and a half to go of voting. It closes at 9 p.m., started at 6 a.m. this morning, and of course here in New York City there was early voting as well. And it's worth noting that the numbers, the participation in this mayoral election so far, those numbers are very high. The New York City Board of Elections says that 1.7 million New Yorkers have voted so far. That was at 6 p.m. tonight. Now, I mentioned earlier when we spoke, Meg, about the interest in this race, and that I noted that I hadn't seen this much media interest in a mayoral race, and certainly hadn't seen this much media interest in anything maybe outside of one of the big primaries ahead of a presidential contest, or even a rally held by a presidential candidate. We're seeing interest from local media, from national media, also from international media. A lot of journalists here, and among them is Tara Palmieri, who's joining us now here at Zohran Mamdani's election night party. Tara Palmieri, who hosts the Tara Palmieri Show on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, we mentioned the enthusiasm around Zohran Mamdani and also the interest in this election, first of all, those high turnout numbers. Have you noted that enthusiasm here in New York City for Zohran Mamdani, like a lot of people have mentioned over the last few days and weeks, as interest has ramped up?
Absolutely. I mean, you've seen early voting through the roof. My doorbell has been rung many times as people have tried to encourage get out the vote. There's always been this sort of enthusiasm around him. He is seen as a wrecking ball for the establishment. Andrew Cuomo, his rival, is seen as an avatar of the establishment. And he has just brought this enthusiasm for progressive politics back to the city after, I think, an electorate pretty disillusioned by Eric Adams and his tenure, and really hoping for more programs that, people in this city who are struggling with affordability can enjoy, so that the city can be for strivers, not just for the hedge fund types, for the Wall Street titans, that people who come here to dream can have a chance. And so you're seeing a lot of young people coming out, and they're the ones who are really hitting the streets and the pavements for Zohran. And I haven't seen anything like this, even from Bill de Blasio's campaign, even though he ran on a very similarly progressive agenda. It's just that Zohran is sort of this once-in-a-generation type of candidate in the way that he speaks to people in his social media posts, his youth. I mean, he's 34 years old, right? This big smile, his viral videos. He's kind of illuminated what it is to be a New Yorker with his, videos of eating halal and talking about what everyday New Yorkers care about. And, in contrast, you have someone like Andrew Cuomo, who really hasn't done much retail politicking at all. He hasn't been shaking hands. He really ran what some would call a Rose Garden campaign. After the debate, an event, 2 events a day, you would think that someone who's really fighting for it would work harder, but he's had the establishment behind him. He's had the retail lobby. He's had the donors. And Mamdani's run a grassroots campaign with a lot of really wealthy people working against him.
And Mamdani's somebody who, as we noted from what you said, a lot of people think they know on first-name basis, right? He's known as Zohran simply by a lot of voters here in New York City. Now, what are some of the reasons that voters have told you why they are voting for Zohran Mamdani? Now, he is the front runner, of course, to become mayor of New York City tonight. What are some of those main reasons? Do they fit with the program that he has as mayor of New York?
I think it's absolutely about affordability. I mean, he is promising child care for all, universal child care. That's very popular in New York City. We're very close to it. There's 3K, pre-K, and that was actually established under Bill de Blasio. Some see him it's expensive, but they want him to keep extending it, and he may be able to. Universal busing is very popular. You know, city-run groceries, it's never been done before. I mean, they tried to do it in Kansas. It didn't work out too well in Kansas City, but if New York can't do it, you know, he's only suggesting 5. He does say he wants to raise corporate tax rates and the tax rates on wealthy individuals, but that would have to go through the state, and I don't think that Kathy Hochul would do that in an election year. She's the governor and she's up for re-election. But I do think she's going to be supportive of a lot of these progressive ideas, because it was New York City that really helped her squeak out a win against Lee Zeldin in the last race, and she's going to need progressives to help her get over the line in the next election. So she needs Zohran Mamdani, and that's why you saw her campaigning out there with AOC and Bernie Sanders recently, and then there's Kathy Hochul, this kind of center-left Democrat. It was a little odd, but she's clearly aware that she needs this constituency to win, whereas, you know, Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader, neighbor, a little bit careful about endorsing. Chuck Schumer still has not endorsed, and I think that just shows you how threatened and worried the Democratic establishment is about a Democratic socialist running a city of 8 million people, which is as large as Virginia, the other election in this tonight. So we'll see how he does. 2 million people coming out, that's a lot. That's huge turnout. I don't think I've heard of that in my entire time covering city politics. I used to be a City Hall reporter for the New York Post, certainly not in the elections that I covered. So we'll see what the numbers are like. Everyone's just looking to see if he pushes over 50%, and if he's able to do that, that means his mandate will certainly be stronger, and he could make arguments to the state Senate and to the city council to really approve some of his broader and far-reaching agenda.
You've covered quite a few races for mayor here in New York City, and the administrations of Bloomberg and de Blasio. In how far would you say this race, this time around, is different to other mayoral races that you've seen in this city?
I think by the third term that I covered for Mayor Bloomberg, people were a little bit over it. He had to spend a lot of money. He ran as an independent. They sort of begrudgingly took him for a third term, right? There wasn't a sort of enthusiasm. When I covered Bill de Blasio, you know, I think there was excitement, but I think, you know, he leaned into having a biracial family, and that was kind of cool and different. Go with the fro was his campaign based on his son's fro, and he had this very progressive agenda as well, but he didn't really spark a national interest in the way that Zohran Mamdani has. And so I think what you're seeing right now is just like a surge of youth vote. And you know, there's the other part about it is that Zohran Mamdani is very controversial because of his stances on Israel, right? And you know, he said that if Bibi Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, comes to New York, he will arrest him for being a war criminal. This is a very controversial stance in New York City, a city where Bill de Blasio went to visit Israel. You know, Andrew Cuomo has gone to visit Israel. Mayoral candidates are asked whether they will go to visit Israel. And it's interesting, when he was asked during the debate if he would go to Israel, he was like, I'm the mayor of New York. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here right now. But, you know, it's a difficult place to have that sort of position. And he was, you know, literally protesting outside of Chuck Schumer's house in support of the Palestinian people. And it's some of his comments in the past have made a certain white ethnic group of Americans in New York City, New Yorkers, uncomfortable with him, and have, I think, kept Andrew Cuomo in the race for as long as he's been running on an independent line.
Well, certainly a race that's being watched very closely. We'll hear more from you throughout the night. That's Tara Palmieri, who hosts the Tara Palmieri Show on YouTube. Again, we'll be hearing a lot more throughout the night on this mayoral race here in New York City. Again, we do expect to hear from Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old state assembly member, on stage here at the Paramount Theatre later tonight. Of course, after polls close, that's at 9 p.m. local time. And Meg, of course, will be bringing you the updates from here throughout the night as soon as Zohran Mamdani is on stage. Again, he hopes that his speech here in downtown Brooklyn will be a victory speech. We are seeing slowly but surely his supporters arriving here, and they again hope to celebrate a victory here tonight.
Thank you so much, Philip. We will be keeping a close eye on video coming into us from where you are there with Zohran Mamdani's campaign. We're also continuing to keep a close eye on some more of the live video that you see on your screen, including coming into us from Virginia, where polls have now closed, and so now the counting is ongoing in the governor's race. We are at the campaigns for both candidates, for Republican Winsome Earle-Sears, as well as Democrat Abigail Spanberger. So we will be bringing you those live images and keeping our eyes peeled for any incoming AP race calls as they are made. We will bring them to you. Back soon.
From the Associated Press, this is an Election Night 2025 update. Live from Washington, here is Meg Kennard.
This is a breaking alert that has just moved on the AP wire. The Associated Press has determined that Democrat Abigail Spanberger has been elected as Virginia's first female governor. This call comes about an hour after polls closed in Virginia, the first in the wave of poll closings happening this evening across the country. Joining me to dive further into this race is Zohran Mamdani. Sagar, so let's recap. What was at stake in this race, and what does it mean now that AP has declared Spanberger the victor?
Like the other races all around the country, Meg, this is essentially a referendum on the first 9 months of the Trump term. He lost Virginia in 3 straight races, but gained ground in the most recent presidential election last year. So this was essentially a test of whether someone like the sitting lieutenant governor, who is generally in the Trump type of mold, Winsome Earle-Sears, could be a Republican that would win in a swing state. That obviously did not happen. This call came very quickly. Abigail Spanberger, who has been more of a centrist Democrat than a lot of the progressives that we've seen, that seemed to resonate with voters there. Keeping in mind that Virginia's been particularly hit hard by a lot of Trump policies. More than 100,000 federal workers in the state. So the government shutdown that as of midnight will become the longest in American history has hit hard there. And Spanberger made it a point not to directly go after Trump in her rally. She often didn't even name him. She just talked about ways the state could move forward. That obviously resonated over picking someone who, again, is in Trump's general mold.
So definitely in this campaign, and I've seen it every time I'm here in Washington, all of the ads, the influx of discussion about things that the Trump administration has brought to Virginians, but also coming from here in the capital area, spilling over into Virginia, as you referenced, that could have been on a lot of people's minds. This is
partly what the GOP feared, was that there would be backlash, and there always is the year or two after a presidential election. But again, this was a testing ground of sorts to see whether that Trump message played. It did not. It's notable that the president barely backed Winsome Earle-Sears. Again, we mentioned it earlier. He had a tele-rally for the candidates last night. Never once said her name.
Right.
All he generically said was vote for the Republican. Didn't say her name, never endorsed her, never stepped foot in Virginia for campaign purposes. So he essentially stayed out of it while giving full-throated support to the GOP candidate for governor in New Jersey. This was categorically the opposite, and as a result, Democrats win back the governor's seat after Glenn Youngkin, the Republican, won 4 years ago.
Right. Thank you for that analysis. We'll be keeping our eyes out for more AP race calls as they come in. As you can see on your screen, we have images coming in, live pictures from Spanberger's campaign rally in Virginia, as well as Republican Winsome Earle-Sears. So if either of these candidates come out to speak to their supporters, we will be bringing you those images and comments live as well. For now, we are also going to show you some images coming from Pennsylvania, where Philadelphia is counting votes. Polls have closed in that state of Pennsylvania, which is considering elections that have impact on the state Supreme Court there. So we will return you to these live images. Polls have closed, as a reminder, in new states as of this hour, including Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Maine, and New Jersey, where we still have our eyes on that gubernatorial contest as well. We will be back with you soon with more information coming into us from AP journalists across the country, as well as AP race calls as they come to us from our decision desk. Back soon.